America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, May 4th, 2015. The roll will show that all members are present. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 is the mayor's report, 6A clerk's report, 6B treasurer's report, 7 public comment, 8 unfinished business, 9 new business, 10 communication, and number 11 adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda approved.
Number 2, the minutes, and under item 2A, requesting approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held April 27th, 2015.
So moved for the corrected minutes of April 27th, 2015.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held April 27, 2015. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
2B, approval of the minutes from the special meetings held April 27, 2015. At 5:45, there was a study session regarding the city quarterly investments, and at 6 o'clock, there was a study session regarding the 2015-16 budget, and a motion would be in order to approve the minutes from those special meetings. So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for approval of the minutes from the special meeting held April 27th, 2015, 5:45 study session with the city quarterly investment, and at 6 p.m. study session, 2015-16 city budget. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Makowski,
Abstain, I missed the quarterly investment meeting.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Number 3, petitioner. Tonight, council, we have a petitioner on the agenda, Mr. Calvin West. And Mr. West, if you're here, would you please approach the podium?
Yes.
Good evening, Council. My name is Calvin West. Residents of Ypsilanti, Michigan.
Yeah.
Mr. West, could you pull the
Yeah,
mic
pull it
up? Thank
It's
you.
kind
Yes,
of
ma'am.
diagonal.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it's better, Mr. West.
Okay. I didn't want to be too loud in here. I don't want to wake nobody up. You know. But anyway, I'm a resident of city of Ypsilanti, and I do own property, vacant lots here in the city of Romulus, in which I was raised up in here in the city of Romulus. Been out here the majority of my life. But anyway, the reason why I'm here is the grass cutting situation. I have a private contractor and have had one for the last 20 years cutting my property, okay? Now, I know that it's flyers sent out making the residents aware that you have to have a certain height of your grass. If it extends a certain height, then the city will come out and cut it, which I have no problem with that. I've been maintaining my lots for the last 15 years, but I recently got a notice from the city of Romulus that they had cut my grass, well, 15, one amount was about $600, another amount was about $400. Now, what I'm disturbed at is that by me cutting my own lawn in the vacant lots, and then I get a notice from the city that they charge me X amount of dollars to come back and cut my lot over again. Now, I find it very difficult. You know, I don't have money most of these people probably got in the city of Romulus, but I can't afford to give my money away that way. You know, it's just, you know, it's just ridiculous. Now, if I'm cutting my grass and then next thing I know, I get a notice from the city of Romulus that they came out there and cut the grass, then I have a problem with that. So I need for you all to help me understand how is this happening.
What I'd like to do, Mayor, would you get with Mr. West and see what the situation is?
Yeah, we'd be happy to
Concerning
do
the,
that. I'm aware of the situation. We did have Mr. West sit down with Steve Hitchcock and our staff and explain the process, and we do have a process to go through, which honestly, a lot of our residents want us to, you know, enforce the ordinances and try to keep grass cut. Don't know the specifics with his as to, you know, why you know, if he had someone cutting it and they got to the point where we had to cut it, something triggered that to happen. I can ask our attorney to give me his opinion on to make sure everything happened properly with the process and then report back to council. But we have had some initial meetings with him already, but I'd be happy to do whatever you want.
But that would be greatly appreciated because, you know, like I say, they put $500-some on my taxes for this past year, and then I got another bill coming up, according to the papers that I received.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I don't know if I should go to the mayor on this, or, Mayor, are we taking pictures of the property before we cut them, like we did in the past when Gene Watson
Yes.
ran to, so we have a picture prior to cutting and we take a picture after?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
And we can go make sure. The thing that's difficult about this is that, you know, we want to be consistent with the process. And if something went afoul, we'll let you know. But to the best of my ability in the prior meetings, the process was followed, and yes, it was triggered to have his property cut. And then typically, once we have to contract out, all we're doing is recouping our costs for paying the company to go out and cut those to adhere to the ordinance. But I'll check into it thoroughly, make sure the process, there were no flaws, and I'll let you know.
Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. West?
Council.
Linda, did you have anything?
Well, all I was going to say is, Mr. West
Mr. West?
has cited Chapter 24, Article 2 in his agenda request, and when I looked that up and made a copy, that's for trash. That has nothing to do with weed cutting,
Well,
not that I can see.
Yes,
trash.
Ms. Chocolate, and you're absolutely correct. Well, the petition that I signed earlier, that was taken care of, that was removed.
Oh, so this is
Yes, that was
this is
removed.
all taken care of.
Yes, ma'am, and that was another price that I received for like $3,700, you know, for some
Okay.
trash that wasn't even on my property. So in talking to the city, I think Mr. Sellers was involved in that, and they removed that. That was a property next door to mine and not mine, you know.
All right.
But the other issue is that, I mean, when you, I think a few years back, I think the city of Romulus was only charging something like $30 to cut vacant lots right now.
Yes.
And I think right now it's a little over, just about $300, that I think is really excessive. But that's, again, that's up to, for you all to look at, but I appreciate it.
$300 would be an incentive for you to have your own cut.
We'd be real good incentive. But anyway, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So
Ms.
I'll
West.
check on the grass cutting portion of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. West.
Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We had a study session, a public hearing tonight, concerning the city budget of 2015-16. And I'd just like to congratulate the mayor for his appointment for, I think it's in the, one of the chair of the SIGCOG Road Safety Task Force. Mayor, could you explain a little bit, what does that consist of?
Sure. SEMCOG is what we're a member of, and basically, you know, they have a general conference. We actually had 2 representatives come to our staff meeting, kind of like when we would take our staff meetings on the road to businesses. We couldn't really take them all to downtown Detroit, so they came out here. This is a task force that has to do with road and road safety. And it's just, volunteering a couple meetings throughout the year. It consists of people from the tri-counties, the state of Michigan, state police, law enforcement, and, local government is really good about setting standards for ordinances and zoning and building and so forth. But when it comes to road safety, we're trying to make sure we're setting the standard and looking at what the issues are. Ultimately, we get all this data, right, that comes back from the state police. So the goal is to make the roads safer and to have less, fatalities, less injuries, less accidents. So that's why the purpose of the task force was put together. And I thought it was just a good opportunity to be involved with people that can possibly help us make sure we're on the cutting edge of, working with SEMCOG in this whole region. So I offered to do it. I chaired the first meeting last week. It went well, and we'll continue to fill the city in as we move forward.
Thank you. That concludes the chairperson's report.
A motion to approve the chairperson's report?
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Choke, supported by Ms. Malkowski, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Choke?
Yes.
Ms. Malkowski?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, deputy clerk, and audience. Start off with, my quote goes as this: God could not be everywhere, and therefore he made mothers. And so I wanted to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day coming up this weekend. Mothers touched all our hearts and shaped us, and there are a lot of people that were mother figures for people that did the same, even though they weren't blood relatives. So happy Mother's Day. A lot of things going on this weekend. I'll try to summarize some of them. This is a new event that I was made aware of. Those of you remember Cindy Hensley, who had passed. They're having a Relay for Life event for her. This is going to be Saturday. I know Mr. Wadsworth will talk about the Friday night bowling, but this is also at Romulus Lanes, and it's called Mother's Day Pins, Pancakes, Pictures, and Plants. And these are all related to things that you can do for your mother. They're having pictures, obviously. They're having a pancake, all you can eat. They're having gifts you can shop for mothers. They're having raffles. They're having photos. Basically, it's $15 for a ticket or $10 if you just want to eat pancakes, and those donations go towards the Team Cindy Relay for Life event. So please come out. It is 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Romulus Lanes. You've already heard me talk about last call kind of for clean sweep. That again will be Saturday morning. We have that at the senior center kicking off till about noon. And then we'll try to get some areas cleaned up. There's some schools that are cleaning their own premises that won't report to the senior center. We have, I know there's a 5K at the middle school going on. We have our Cinco de Mayo event at the senior center. Again, this is for Linda McNeil. We've had a lot of employees that have been battling illnesses, and this is a kind of a fun time tying into the Cinco de Mayo theme. It's going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. till midnight. $10 a person. It's at the senior center on Bibbins Road. And it's just a good time had by all for a good cause. If you want more information about it, City Hall number 955-4533. So that's also going on Saturday. A couple other quick announcements that I just wanted to make mention of. Well, one, I wanted to wish our clerk happy birthday. She had a birthday on Friday, so happy birthday, Ellen. Congratulations on that. Also, we are hosting in the city of Romulus, we talked about SEMCOG, Mr. Chairman. We are a member of the Conference of Western Wayne. And the Conference of Western Wayne, we participate in mutual aid with Western Wayne and also downriver. This is a group where all the supervisors and mayors from all pretty much kind of think of the 275 corridor, although Dearborn is actually part of it too. They get together on a monthly basis. I participate in that. I am hosting the Conference of Western Wayne meeting at the RAC this upcoming Friday, the 8th. And I wanted to make sure all the electeds know I'd love to have you. Love to show support for Romulus and to all the Western Wayne communities. So if you can make it, That is going to be at 9:30 at the RAC. It's going to be in their conference center area. And we've got two special guests. They usually have a pretty standard agenda of business items. We have representatives coming from Delta, Dana DeBell, to talk about that fair and open skies that I brought to you before. And our new county exec, Warren Evans, is going to be there as well, too. So I'd like to have a good turnout for, it's open to the public, electeds, as well as we'll have some department heads as well there represented. So
Mayor, is that May 8th?
that's May 8th at 9:30 in the morning at the RAC. Yes, sir. So those are a few just informational things that are going on coming up. And under my report for action, I do have a few other items as well. The first one you have before you is 5A. This is a request to authorize a no-fee permit for the Romulus Community Schools and Romulus Police Department to do a rally or walk on Wednesday, May 13th, starting at 4 p.m. And the map shows correctly it's going from Bibbins to Shook to Tobine and into the back of the high school, although the first sheet said Biddle, it's Bibbins. So that is, what we're doing is that was two students that came to us that are doing their senior project. This is a unity rally, so we're trying to help them make this a good senior project. Kyra Brooks and Jewel Michael are the two seniors from the high school that kind of started this initiative. So all you're authorizing is that there's a no-fee permit and allowing the police to make sure that we're working with them on those closed streets to keep it safe. They picked that route to try to stay away from constructions and to make sure that it's a safe route.
So moved.
Support.
And you're all welcome as well.
Motion by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Malkowski, to authorize a no-fee permit for the Romulus Community Schools and Romulus Police Department rally walk on Wednesday, May 13th, 2015 at 4 p.m.
Discussion?
Any discussion?
Yeah,
Yes,
if I
Ms.
may.
Makowski?
I just wanted, I haven't seen this before when we've had no fee permits, but I just wanted to recognize, I really liked the information, the operational plan that was in the packet. I thought it was very well done from Captain Shelby and Director Settles. Thank you.
Thank you. They came in and worked with the family and with the students and laid it out and worked all the details. So I think it's going to be a nice event, and,
Yep.
and PD's doing a good job supporting that event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
And next item, 5B, is just a request to extend our bid 11/12-22 for Raymart, again, local vendor, and that's for our cold patch for repairs to the city streets, major and local, and that'll go through June 30th of 2016.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for the extension bid of 11/12-22 for 1 year for hot mix asphalt repair. I wish the mayor would have put in that big word that nobody can pronounce.
Support.
People at home won't know what it is, so.
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Road patch,
Bituminous, yeah.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
It's been
Was practicing.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to extend the bid 11-12-22 to Raymart Asphalt Incorporated for hot bituminous asphalt repairs for city facilities and local and major streets as needed through June 30th, 2016. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next is 5C, and it's just a request to extend bid 12/13-2 to RS Contracting. That's for the line marking for our local and major streets, and those are come out of both of those local and major street funds.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to extend bid 12/13-02 to RS Contracting Incorporated for line marking of local and major streets as needed through the end of 2015. Any discussion? Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Next up is 5D, and that's a request to extend our contracts with SLC Meter and HD Supply through March 31st of 2016 and April 15th of 2016 respectively. And those are to purchase fabricated lug and stainless steel clamps and couplings that go for Department of Public Works, and it's budgeted out of the Water Fund operating supplies.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Abdo, to extend the contracts with SLC Meter LLC and HD Supply through March 31st, 2016, and April 15th, 2016, respectively, for the purchase of fabricated lug and stainless steel clamps coupling for the Department of Public Works. In discussion. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next item is E, and there's two motions required on this. The reason being is the first one is to basically concur with the administration and award the bid for the purchase of road salt, and then the second one is so we can extend that another budget year and take advantage of the pricing. So there's two actions required by council, please.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I would like to make this resolution to concur with the administration and award the bid for the purchase of the road salt not to exceed 2,600 tons for the 2015 through 2016 winter salt season to the lowest bidder, Detroit Salt Company, at the per ton price of $54.57 for early deliveries and $55.07 for the purchase made after October 1st, 2015. This would be contingent upon the final adoption by council of the 2015-2016 budget.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Choate, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with the administration and award bid for the purchases of road salt not to exceed 2,600 tons for the 2015-16 winter salt season to the lowest bidder, Detroit Salt Company, at a per ton price of $54.57 for early deliveries and $55.07 for purchases made after October the 1st, 2015, contingent upon the final adoption by council of the 2015-16 budget. In discussion. Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Choate.
The next motion is to concur with the administration and authorize extension of the bid for the second year and respectfully request authorization to purchase salt offered at the bid prices for the 2016-2017 winter salt season from Detroit Salt Company. Purchases not to exceed budgeted funds.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Makowski, to concur with the administration and authorize extension of bid for a second year. Respectfully request authorization to purchase salt offered at a bid price for the 2016-17 winter salt season from Detroit Salt Company. Purchase not to exceed budgeted funds. In discussion. Mrs. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. And the last item for action is just to adopt our typical annual resolution accepting the long-term maintenance with Wayne County for the stormwater management system.
So moved. Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to adopt the attached annual resolution accepting long-term maintenance of Wayne County stormwater management systems. Any discussion? Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1415-16 This budget amendment was introduced at the council meeting of April 27, 2015, in the amount of $14,000.
So move, Mr. Chairman, for the second reading and final adoption of budget amendment 14/15-60 in the amount of $14,000.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for second reading and final adoption of budget amendment 14/1516 for $14,000. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Before I close out my report, I have a few announcements. The first announcement is to join me in wishing our mayor, Mayor Burcroft, happy birthday. His birthday is on this Friday, May 8th. And happy birthday, Mayor. Also, our very own cable guy, Roger Cadu. His birthday is also on May 8th. Roger's busy working right now behind the camera, but happy birthday, Roger.
Tracy Eddings also.
Ah, that's right, Tracy Eddings. There are a lot of May birthdays, a lot of good people in May. Tracy Eddings, we want to wish her a happy birthday. And today was Lois Gilstrauss. She's in our human resources. So happy birthday to all of the those that have birthdays in May, celebrating a birthday in May. On a sad note, I'm asking council if you would adopt a memorial resolution for Lois Irene Odell. Miss Odell passed today. She passed away in her sleep. She's the sister of Geneva Hampton, better known, affectionately known as Polly, Miss Polly. And so please keep the family in your prayers. They lost a sister back in November. So, Miss Polly was the primary caregiver for both of her sisters. So she's taken this a little bit hard. So if you wouldn't mind remembering her in her thoughts and prayers. The arrangements were just made today. We haven't received the final arrangements. We know that she'll be taken care of from, I think, Michigan Memorial. But once we do have the final arrangements, we will, send that communication out to all of you.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Kraut, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a memorial resolution for Ms. Lois Irene Odell. On that note, I knew Miss Odell. She was a very, very nice lady. I seen her and Polly maybe 2 weeks ago, and Polly was saying, she was telling me that, wow, I'm having some real bad time. I lost my sister and it's been rough. And then to hear this now, I can imagine, Madam Clerk, how, wow, that must be. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, our discussion also just, Polly was doing a great job as a caregiver, and I know this is going to be a major blow to her, and just offer up our prayers of support for her.
Thank you. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next thing I would like to announce is tomorrow, Election Day. And so clerk's office, we've been very busy making preparation. A couple of reminders, schools are in session tomorrow. So we've had to arrange for alternate entrances to the precincts. They affect the middle school particularly. The precincts will not be inside of the gym. They will be held in a different room that we can enter from the street, so that we do not have to enter the building. So we've made these adjustments, one for our students' safety, and then we didn't want to disrupt classes. So we have alternate entrances at our school buildings. At the middle school, you will be entering from the rear of the building. I'd like to thank DPW for just being great about making all the signs. So we're asking voters, please comply with the signage directing you to the appropriate entrances. With regards to Romulus Elementary School, instead of entering through the front entrances, you'll be entering through the side doors, which will enter into the gym. And also for Hell Creek and Barth, you'll be entering through the side doors from the gym entrances. If you have some questions, please give us a call. Our phone number is 734-942-7540. And polls will open promptly at 7 o'clock p.m. and a.m., I'm sorry, close at p.m., 8 o'clock p.m. Again, we hope everyone will get out and cast your vote tomorrow. And with that, also, we want to remind everyone of the citywide yard sale that's going to be held on May the 14th through May the 17th. So, which there's still time to obtain a yard sale permit if you would like so in the clerk's office. The list will be published on our city's website, on our Facebook page, and I believe the Telegram is going to publish the list of all those who've signed up for a yard sale permit. And with that, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
6B is a treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, and the audience. I do not have anything under my report, but I would like to wish my son a happy 12th birthday, Nicholas Ryan. We do have a lot of birthdays in May, so happy birthday, son. Thank you.
Okay.
Number 7 is public comment, and this is the portion on our agenda of the meeting that will allow those in the audience to address council with comments or remarks. And if you would like to do so, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by our chairperson, approach the podium, and we ask that you state your name and your address, and that you would limit your comments to 3 minutes, please. We do have one request to speak this evening, and that's Mr. Fred Michaels.
Yes, Mr. Michaels.
Hi, my name is Fred Michaels. I live at 15101 Woodmont Street. And my concern is drivers' actions. I know this is a problem throughout the country. I know when I walk through my neighborhood, I know the speed limits are 25. And there's very few people that know what 25 is anymore. They don't know what stop signs are for. I know we have the laws on the books, but they're not being enforced. Eureka Road is like 275. You get out there at times and people are just flying. People with their SUVs like to get right a foot off your bumper to make you go faster. But I drove a truck for 30-some years, and my license was my job to support my family. And I don't know if people realize with their driving actions, if a policeman does stop them and they do get a ticket, that their insurance rates are going to go up, and then it's going to go on their record, and that lasts for many years. But my concern is really what can be done, or if anything can be done, to try and slow these people down. And I'm talking about these people, I'm talking about everybody, because it seems that nobody wants to slow down anymore.
Mr. Chairman, if there's any particular roads, we'd love to do some targeted patrols to try to do that. I agree, I wish people would follow the speed limits, and it does add to some safety issues, but if we know of any targeted areas, just in your neighborhood, Fred, particularly, because we can...
Yeah, it's just about everywhere that I know of.
We did do some stepped up patrol there, and we can try to do some more of that as well. We had some complaints about some of the stop signs. It was coming off of Harrison, not your street, Woodmont, but Harrison and some others, and we'll try to make sure we put more of a presence out there and see if that doesn't help. But yeah, to the public, please slow down, obey the law. Makes everybody's life a lot easier when you do that. Thank you.
And I know back in the 70s when you were driving, that when whatever area you come in, you went into Ohio, that their speed limit was 55, and you'd better be doing 55. So, it would be nice to see that for the city of Romulus, but I know it's not going to happen. And I know there are going to be a lot of people upset with me, about it, but, we need to respect our fellow citizens is what we need to do.
Thanks, Ben.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to address council? If so, please raise your hand.
No other comments from the audience? Okay. We'll close that part out.
Number 8 is unfinished business.
Mr. Barton.
Yes, Mr.
If I
Wadsworth?
can, I got 2 quick things. Obviously, on the Friday night is the bowl-a-thon. I think we still have a couple spots left, but it's going to be a good time for everybody. And next week, I'll be here to thank everybody that's got involved in this and made this. It's going to be a great cause and could be our biggest event ever. On a second note, when there's big potholes on Barth Road, the people don't call the mayor's office. They knock on my front door. I called the mayor's office and I went through Julie, and she was very expeditiously had it taken care of, and those guys went out there and they fixed it from end to end, and it'll stay for a while, but I thank the good service.
Yes, I'd like to say something also on that note, that on my street and the street around me, I called the DPW, Mr. Roberto. I mean, it was taken care of like immediately, the next day, and the neighbors came over and really appreciate that, so I just say it's a good job doing. Thanks a lot.
And I got one other comment. I didn't realize that my grandson, William Wadsworth III, was born on such a famous day as the mayor, Roger Cagle, also.
All right. All right. Great.
Happy birthday.
Yes, Ms. Mikowski.
Mr. Wadsworth, could you just tell us what time to show up at the bowling alley? I didn't catch a time for a
Well,
Friday
no,
night.
I'm not going to tell you.
Tell me, don't make me think.
Registration's at 6:30. I believe I'm filled. I may have a few spots, but that doesn't mean that people don't cancel out. Bowling will start at 7:30, and there'll be pizza and prizes, and I got a lot of prizes this time. And there's gift cards, and there's Tiger tickets that'll be raffled off. And I got a package for Turtle Cove down here in Huron Township. I got a lot of stuff to give away, and by 11 o'clock that night, it'll all be gone. And I appreciate the support.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, just on the road issue and the potholes, I appreciate it. We do log and track in our city work software, and our DPW guys do an outstanding job, but that coal patch is a temporary fix. On that same note, though, we had a study session a few months ago about trying to put together a longer-term road maintenance and repair program. We have a citizens group that's actually having their first meeting next week. Many of you know Dave Paul, who worked for the city and is retired and now on the planning commission and still been involved. He's going to chair that. It's a citizens-driven group that's going to look at data, look at the roads, look at some of the things we're doing, and they'll be giving some reports back, and they may be interacting with you. So I want you to be aware of that. That is going on. We appreciate they're all volunteering their time to do this. They're most likely going to travel the roads, driving the van, so they know what the PASER ratings are from 1 to 10. But we've got to come up with a long-term fix. I mean, our guys can run out and fill holes and patch them, but those are just temporary fixes. So we are still trying to work on the long-term, and whatever they come up with, we'll be happy to report back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, under
Yes.
unfinished business, I just wanted to say, with regards to our public safety, our first responders, our police officers, fortunately, I was at Miss Polly's. We were at Miss Polly's this morning, and just seeing the first responders, the fire department, doing their job. They're doing their job, but and I really want to just give a plug-in for Officer Garcia. It was a real tough, intense situation there, and our police and fire, they were just very, very professional, very sensitive. They did a great job today, and just kind of being there watching that, I was really impressed. And so just want to let Chief Settles know Officer Garcia did an excellent job today with the family, as well as the first responders. So.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Often we take that for granted. I mean, I've done some ride-alongs, and they have a tough situation. They're dealing with real lives, real situations. They're always professional. but yet compassionate and always do a good job. So thanks for bringing that up, Ellen.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no more unfinished business, then number 9 is new business.
Ms. Abdo?
I just want to announce, I just want to announce that the Romulus Drug Task Force also has a fundraiser coming up. It's a little bit further off, May 29th. It's a bowling fundraiser. This money goes to pay for scholarships for the kids at our high school. So I have tickets, as do other people. It's $20, and I don't know if we'll have as many raffles as Mr. Wadsworth here, but we're working on it. So we'd appreciate your support, because our kids really need, a lot of these kids going to college, they need all the help they can get.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo.
I had a couple things.
Yes, Ms. Roscoe?
It's a ways away, but I had a couple questions whether we're going to have a farmer's market again this year, and we are. And it will be on Wednesday, not going to start till June 17th, but it'll go through October. But it also, it'll be back out here where it was last year, out in the parking lot area out front of City Hall. And this year it's going to be from 12 noon till 6 o'clock, which I think is going to be really good. It'll give more people after work time to get by and what have you. But if you're interested, you have any questions, if you want to be a vendor or anything like that, you can always call 734-955-4531 and get your spot and get some information. And also, again, this year, Sounds of Downtown, or in downtown, I should say, is going to be back in the historical park. And that starts June 12th on Friday nights, so mark your Friday nights for the summer. If you have nowhere to be, that's the place to be. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Roscoe.
Is there any more new business? Number 10 is communication.
Mr. Barton,
Yes, Mr. Crowd?
who's ever having a birthday in April, I want to wish you a happy birthday too.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, under communications, again, I just want to say happy birthday to Roger, Dirk Braggs, Mayor Burcroft, and all the wonderful May people in April. Also, I feel pretty good about the draft of the Lions. You know, I've been very quiet lately, so you'll be hearing from me in the fall. You know, I'm sure everybody will be excited. I got a little following now, so we going to Super Bowl. Okay? That's all I have.
All right, number 11 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Mikowski for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Mikowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Crowd?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Sylvia.
Thanks, Fred.